Skylum just announced their biggest Luminar NEO update for 2024 with the number 1.19.0. Scheduled to arrive on 25th of April, it will bring brand new tools, features, updates, masking possibilities, and so much more. In this video, we will start by going through the list of all the updates, and then we will move into the application where I'm gonna show you what you can look forward to in few weeks. Okay, so starting with the list of the updates for this upcoming update number 1.19.0. Let's jump to the top, announcing two new tools, Water Enhancer AI and Twilight Enhancer AI. Now, you already heard about the Water Enhancer AI last year. We have announced it later in August, and now it's finally scheduled to arrive, and I will show you how it works in a moment. Twilight Enhancer is a little bit of a surprise, but it's a great tool, especially for landscape photographers, as it will allow you to enhance and add a really nice twilight feel to your photos. So we're gonna look at the tools in a moment, so let's continue going through our list. Now, when it comes to new functionality, we have one update that has been one of the most requested features since the arrival of the HDR Merge extension. Yes, from the update number 1.19, you will be able to batch process your HDR images. It's really simple, I will show you how it works, but really all you need to do is to take your images, drag and drop them onto the extension, and it will merge them together. Now, staying with the functionality and considering arrival of two more landscape tools, you will notice a brand new landscape category available in the editing toolbar in the edit module. When it comes to masking, we're getting two more features. One, again, highly requested Luminosity Masking, and then additionally, unexpected masking feature called Object Select AI. And finally, as we're gonna go through the application, you will notice a number of rebranding and redesign, starting with the main one, the logo for the application. Starting with this update 1.19, Skylum will start the process of redesigning this product into this orange and dark scheme, and it's something that will start with this update, and it will be ongoing process throughout the year. The whole idea is to refresh the look of the application at the same time as updating the user interface and making it even more intuitive and functional. Now, before we going to continue, I want to quickly remind you to our special event, the Luminar NEO Landscape Photography Conference. This live online event will be happening on 25th and 26th of May, and I'm gonna be teaching incredible 16 live sessions. During the sessions, I will be covering everything from raw file development to how to edit long exposures, sunsets, blue hours, and night landscapes. On top of it, there are some other interesting classes, including editing drone and panorama shots. Also, you're going to learn how to breathe a new life into photos that are not that great. And on top of it, we will look at sky replacement, the generative AI tools, and layer photo manipulation. It's gonna be a lots of fun. You will be able to join us live during the sessions, and on top of it, if you won't be able to attend all the classes, you will be able to download them and watch them later on replay. So if you want to catch a special price and special discount for this conference and learn how to edit your landscapes in Luminar NEO, then join us for this incredible event on 25th and 26th of May. There is more information about it on our website, and you can access it by heading to our website cleverphotographer.com/Luminar Conference, or follow the link in the description of this video. And now, finally, it's time to move into the application where we're gonna look at all the new features and updates. Starting with the new design and rebranding, let's go through the differences from the previous version. Now, as you can see, we are in the catalog module, so we're gonna take it from the top left corner. Now the logo and also the text of Luminar NEO disappear, and we just have the little icon of the new Luminar NEO, and when we click on that, it will open the familiar choices. Inside, there is one thing you should check, and that's the settings. When you click on it, it opens the preferences, and here there is one update called appearance. With the appearance, you can now switch on and off the dynamic background. When you switch it off, the background will have just one color, and it will not change as you select different images. This is especially beneficial if you have a slower computer or if you want to remove this distraction. So if you want, you can keep it on or you can switch it off from here. Once finished, we can close this, return into the catalog and continue. So again, new logo in the top left corner. Now let's move into the top right corner where we now have the export button. There used to be different variation of the export icon, but now you can clearly see the export text and icon there. And when you click on it, it still does the same thing. It will give you a choice between disk, messages, mail, and the Share Connect app. Now let's go out of that and we're gonna move into the presets. When we move into the presets, all the changes here happened at the bottom of the screen. So let's have a look at it. Now in the presets, as well as the editing module, you will be able to mark your image as your favorite or mark it as rejected directly from here. Next to it, we now have the traditional actions option, which moved from the middle into the side. In the middle of the bottom part of the screen, we can now see the name of the file. Moving on, our zoom and the before and after options moved into the right bottom part of the screen. It works exactly the same. You click on it and you select the zoom shortcut, or you use the before and after slider or the eye to basically see the before and after. Moving into the edit module where the bottom stay exactly the same. We have the favorite and rejected, actions, name of the file, and also the different options when it comes to zoom and before and after. Now, some of the colors already changed. You can see that we have an orange frame around the image now, and you will notice that as the new updates will arrive. And finally, covering the new design and also some of the new functionalities, let's move our attention towards the main toolbar. So you remember we had the extensions, essentials, creative, portrait, and professional sections. So at the beginning of the video, I already mentioned, now we have an additional section called landscape. This will now include the traditional landscape tools with the Sky AI, Sun Rays, Twilight Enhancer AI, Atmosphere AI, Landscape, and Water Enhancer AI. So this will make it much easier to just jump into this section and category and edit your landscapes from here. Okay, now moving towards even more exciting stuff, let's start by looking at the Batch HDR processing. So most of you probably know the HDR merge extension, which can be found in the catalog module. So when we look at the right side of our screen, there is the extensions section. And when we open the HDR merge, this is where we have merged our files. Now looking at it now, it changed a little bit, and reading the text, you can now drag in 1 to 1000 photos to start merging your files. What it actually means is that you can add up to 1000 files in different brackets from different locations and then use the batch processing to merge them together. Now, recently I was at the London's or Birmingham's photography show, and the batch HDR merging was definitely one of the most highly requested feature I was told. So I'm really excited to see arrival of this feature because I know many of you will love it. Now, as usual, using it is really simple. As you can see, I have a number of HDR brackets ready. So all I need to do is to select them all, simply using something like Command or Control A, or I could use my mouse. And now I simply gonna take them all and drag and drop them on that extension. It's going to take a few moments and it will prepare a preview of that specific image. So it will not show me each and every individual image, but it will already show me the preview of the HDR file, which will make it the navigation through it much easier. Now I can use the arrows to go through them, and once I am happy with it, I can start the batch processing. However, again, remember that you can click on the little three dots and apply some additional options like auto alignment, removal of the chromatic aberration, and ghost reduction. Once you have that checked, you have your files in, you can then click on batch processing. It will take a moment and then it will open a new window. Here, as you can see, we have the different brackets connected together. Now, the application uses a number of different points to add the files together, names, time, and so on. However, if for some reason it does make a mistake, adjusting it is really easy. You just take the file and drag and drop it into the location. So, for example, you could do something like this, but this actually doesn't look right. I think it's this one which needs to be here. So now we have the three brackets here, here as well, and on the rest of the image. Now you could even combine, let's say, 3 brackets, 5 brackets, and 7 brackets on different images, and the application will still be able to merge them together. Once you have the files ready and you're ready to merge them, then all you need to do is to click on continue and let the application to prepare the files for you. Once the files are merged together, they will be again placed in the HDR merge folder in your catalog, and from here you can simply select it and then move it into the presets or edit module to edit them. Now moving into the edit module, it's time to look at our new tools. So let's turn our attention towards the main editing toolbar. You already know that we have the new landscape section, and here we're going to be looking at the Water Enhancer AI. Let's click on it to open it, make it nice and visible, and as we do that, you will see number of controllers. Starting with the amount slider on the top, we're going to take it and increase it. Now, just like always, we will release a full tutorials for both of the tools in the upcoming days. So now I'm just gonna go through it and show you what it does. And if you're looking for deeper view and deeper dive into this tool, then look out for these tutorials. However, still, with the amount slider, you basically adjust the amount of the effect on the water, in this case, the river, and it's up to you how much you want. However, since we're adjusting it, let's go quite high. So if you add just a little bit, you can see it already helps, but if you add a lot, it really is really blue. So let's go for 65, and now with the next two controllers, we can adjust the color. So we have the blue slider where if we push it up, we can add lots of blue, or we can take it down and we can remove the blue. So as always, by double click on it, you reset it, and I think we're just gonna bring it down a little bit. After that, we also have a green slider, and it's not necessarily a specific for this scene. However, when you're editing images from tropical islands and that part of the world, the green can help you to create that kind of turquoise green look. So green slider, if you use it, you can add extra green to your water. After that, the controller is called original color, and by adjusting that, you can basically bring back the color from your original image. Now the final two sliders in this section, you can add extra brightness to the water to make it brighter, or of course you can make it darker. And on the top of it, we can also adjust the contrast of the water. So by bringing it down, we make it a little more flat, and the other way around, we can add extra contrast by increasing the slider. By default, the Water Enhancer AI will create mask for you. However, you can still adjust the mask. And to do that and adjust the mask, you can simply open the Refine Area option. And here you can use a simple brush to adjust the area of the water. Now, when you hover over, you will see the mask. And as you can see, parts of the water are not selected, like this one right here or here. So you can just adjust your brush, adjust the softness, strength, even the mask feather and depth, and then very easily just brush over the area you want to add. If there is a specific area you want to remove, you can then change the brush from draw into the erase, and then very easily just erase the area you don't want to be included in the mask of the water. Once you're happy, close the Refine Area option, and just like that, the mask disappears, and you have the water adjustment ready. A second new tool we need to look at is called Twilight Enhancer AI. Again, it's located in the landscape section of the main toolbar, and all you need to do is to open it. This tool is designed to enhance or improve the twilight or that late golden hour in your image. One more time, as I mentioned, for the Water Enhancer AI, we will have a full tutorial on how to use every single slider in this tool coming up in few days. So for now, just to give you an idea what it can do. Starting from the top, we have some presets. However, first thing we want to do is to take the amount slider and bring it up. Once we do that, the application scans the image, looks for the sky, also for water, and prepare the scene. Already, by applying the amount slider, you can see how lovely the effect is. Now we can add a little bit more, and before we move into any of the tabs and sliders, we can go ahead and try some of the presets. So first we have the golden preset, which is very similar to the traditional golden hour. After that, there is the blush, which is also very lovely. Then we have the emerald, also very, very nice. Then we have the mauve. And finally, the blue. So those are the presets. Now, what the presets actually do, they basically take the different options and sliders in the tool and apply them for you. However, if you want to be more creative, you can take an ultimate control over what's happening on the image. So just in quick shortcut, it adjusts the exposure of the image. It can make it darker or brighter. And then it adjusted the sky. So it basically changes the temperature and tint. Then it adds that specific middle part, which in this tool is called dawn. By adjusting the dawn, it adjusts this glow, it adjusts the temperature, tint, exposure, and so on. And again, you can tweak all of that using these controllers. Now, it also applies a global effect to the overall scene. It adds or removes the shade, it applies more saturation, it can also apply relight to a human in the scene, and you can apply a little bit of extra feathering. Finally, the two more options. If there is a water on your image, just like with the Sky AI, you can adjust it with the water reflection controllers. And on the top of it, again, similar to the Sky AI, you can adjust the mask of the sky using the controllers like Sky Horizon, Sky Global, Fix Gaps, and Blur. So one more time with the amount slider, let's just have a look at the different looks. I think the blush looks great as well. Emerald, we already seen. Mauve and blue. And finally, it's time to look at our two new options when it comes to masking. So for this basic example, let's go and use the develop tool. From here, we're gonna navigate into the masking, and once we do that, you will notice the super highly requested luminosity mask option, as well as not as expected but really exciting object select AI. So starting with the luminosity, you can basically select areas of your image based on their brightness. So right now, everything is selected. So for example, let's say that I would like to select darker areas of my image and make them even darker. Well, it's really simple. We have dark areas on the left and bright areas on the right. So we're gonna take our controller and we're gonna basically minimize the brighter area. So we're gonna bring it down all the way up till about here. Once we have that selected, you can see the red overlay and the mask is ready. If you're not happy with it, you can always click on reset and start again, or of course you can push the controller around. If you want to do the opposite, and let's say that you want to select brighter areas of your image, you can just take the controller and bring it all the way up and then adjust it from here. Again, take the slider and push it until you select the brightness that you're looking for. So for me, maybe somewhere here. Again, reset will reset the selection. So just to show you a practical part, we're gonna just bring the slider down, select the darker areas, bring it into the adjustments, and here just bring the exposure down for these specific parts. Now let's reset this, let's reset the tool, open it again, and we're gonna open the masking again. This time we're gonna be looking at the object select AI. So let's click on it, and first thing that happened, it actually scans the image and prepare the selection. Now we have the add and subtract ready. So when we're gonna now make sure that we on add and hover over the image, as we hover over different parts of the photo, you will see that the overlay changes. So for example, we can select the water. And if we want, we can add to it the sky. If we're not happy with the sky, we can just switch to subtract and then click on the sky again. After that, switch back to add, and let's say that we also wanna add the rocks and maybe also the building itself. Maybe I'm not happy with the water, so same thing, subtract, click on it and remove the selection. Now, some of the selection isn't the best. However, as a starting point, it's a great tool. And also, don't forget that you can always go back and select any of the other tools and continue selecting. So for example, we can use the brush, make sure that we are on paint, adjust the size, and then just brush over the area you want to add. So coming back into our masking, Luminosity and Object Select AI are the two new options, making masking once again even easier. And that's it for today. If you have any questions about today's tutorial or Luminar NEO in overall, then make sure that you write them in the comment section under this video. If you did enjoy today's tutorial, then please go ahead and like and share it. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our future content. For today, thank you very much for watching, and I already can't wait to see you in the next video.